Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where if you gave me $1 million, I would take a chop from Walter. It's Lost in the Midcard. Here we are. We're back. We took a week off, recharged the batteries because holy shit, we got a stretch of wrestling coming your way. We got we got Raw, we got Hall of Fame, we got Takeover, SmackDown, WrestleMania, Raw, NXT moves to Tuesdays. Hey, while I'm at it, we'll do a little programming announcement. This is obviously a special Friday show, but going forward, we are now going to be every Thursday. We are now going to record after Dynamite comes off the air, so you'll get our very fresh takes of Dynamite, not our 6-day-old takes of Dynamite, so that'll be a lot of fun. So after this Friday episode, we will give our WrestleMania reactions and, of course, the Raw after Mania, NXT after Mania, and Dynamite next week. We'll give you all that reaction on our new time Thursday next week. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and Spotify and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Typically every Wednesday, but now it's going to be every Thursday. And of course, you want to subscribe because sometimes we come at you at a special time, which in this case is going to be a Friday show, which fits perfectly right in between NXT and WrestleMania. You can subscribe also on the YouTube with the video version of the podcast. And the link to that is on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or our Twitter at LITMC podcast, where we also share a lot of great tweets from the wrestling world. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Been a long week, man. And we're just getting started.
Just getting started. At least your work at week is about done. So,
yeah,
as is mine.
Yes, I guess technically night 2 of WrestleMania is next week. So
yeah.
Yes, my work week is finished.
Yeah.
So I actually get to just watch wrestling and enjoy it. Like the fact that I'm actually going to get to watch WrestleMania night 1 and not have to write about it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. I got absolutely after Friday 5 o'clock hits, I will have absolutely nothing to do except for maybe taxes somewhere. But
IRS approves.
Yeah, they do, especially because I pay this year for the first time in a while. So
I meant Erwin R. Shyster.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. That guy. Like Saturday.
No, damn right.
Saturday is going to be chock full of wrestling because we got a TNA Impact Plus show at in the afternoon, and then
3 o'clock.
And then night 1 of WrestleMania. What do you think of that? We're not going to talk Impact tonight because, well, honestly, they moved to Thursday and Takeover was on tonight. But what do you think about Hardcore Justice here coming up on Saturday? Any of that interest you at all?
Not really. I'll probably end up watching it. But it's definitely not something that I'm hyped or excited about. I definitely think Rebellion is their show that all things lead to essentially right now. Right now, to me, just Hardcore Justice is an unnecessary additional show in the already very busy week that we're in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll probably check it out. But look, if I just happen to forget that it's on, oh well. Like, I don't think I'm gonna feel like I missed anything if I don't see this show.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like a must-see show to me.
I mean, you're not excited for Shera and Hernandez?
Not even a little bit.
I do like that they bumped Brian Myers and Matt Cardona to Rebellion. I like that
because they're doing Myers and Jake something at
games match.
Yes, blind games in your house.
I think originally
Tommy Dreamer was calling himself the executive chair, the executive. Oh man, I forget what the C stood for, but he was calling himself the executive C wrestler tonight.
Yeah.
Executive chairman wrestler or something like that. And Brian Myers is like, "You're the ECW." He's like, "Yes, I'm ECW." Just like,
I heard there
Christ.
was an ECW chant after that. So yeah, the card is just.
It's just there. It's not that impressive. But I guess this is where we know Eric Young got hurt. Mm-hmm. So, and look, no offense, like I don't like to see anybody get hurt, but I, for one, am thrilled that this stable can fall by the wayside and just die a quick, tragic death. Because
we can
Violent
forget
by Design fucking sucks.
We can forget Rhino ever joined and just put him back with Heath when he gets back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I look, get well soon, Eric. I hope it's not too serious or whatever. But I couldn't be happier.
Torn ACL is what I heard.
Oh, then it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't be happier that this stable is going away.
I think there
you go.
I think Deanna and Jazz is gonna.
That'll probably be the best thing on the show.
The 6 women weapons match probably be cool. And you got a little mystery with who the partners are for Josh Alexander, TJP, and Ace Austin in a triple threat tag match. But yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch.
Like I said, if I happen to just forget that it's on Saturday, I'm not going to be brokenhearted.
I'm gonna watch the Masters instead, probably.
I'm definitely not watching that.
Oh, I never miss a Masters.
I miss golf as much as I possibly can.
This is a little different show. We're not doing headlines tonight, though there probably are plenty, but I think there'll be more important headlines after WrestleMania. Plus, I've been talking all damn day. I just did an awesome show with Ricky Chino and another gentleman on Sportskeeda. We did a live show after Takeover, and of course I talk for a living as well for my job. So lots of words been spoken today by me, and it's already late, so I don't think we need to go through headlines tonight. But we'll definitely kick in some headlines next week because there's definitely going to be a lot to talk about post WrestleMania, post NXT. I will mention ratings, though. Were you surprised with the number that NXT drew, or do you think a lot of it had to do with it being available on Peacock as well? Or not WrestleMania, but Takeover Night 1.
I think a lot of people didn't realize that it was available on Peacock. Because I think if they did, there's no way they would have gotten that number Wednesday night. Why would you watch a pay-per-view with commercials when you can watch a commercial free on Peacock? I think that it was a blink and you missed an announcement on Monday. Like, they announced on Raw that the thing was being simulcast. I didn't even notice it. I had to be told by someone else that it was said on the show. I completely didn't even hear them say it. So it's not like WWE was going out of their way to advertise that Night 1 was going to be on Peacock. So I'm glad that it was, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't have watched it in the moment like I was able to on Wednesday.
So why did they draw such a low number then? Because it was literally a takeover.
Dude, they outdrew AEW in viewership.
They did, but I mean, still they didn't even pull in 800,000 people.
Yeah, but it was still one of their best numbers they've done in months.
I'm just surprised. I figured it'd be a bigger number.
I was surprised the number was as high as it was. Because I was expecting it was going to be somewhere in the 500,000s. Because everybody was going to be watching it on Peacock, and that was going to cut into the audience on USA. And clearly, it's just a lot of people didn't realize that it was on Peacock, and people watched it on the network instead, on the USA Network instead.
Mm-hmm.
So
I watched it on USA because I have, for now until I move next month, I have cable, so cable's always ahead. So
I had AEW going on the television, and I had Takeover on my laptop. I watched them both at the same time.
Yeah, I watched AEW immediately after NXT. So, and we'll get into AEW in a little bit. Let's talk Hall of Fame. It was okay. It was a little weird. People looking around the crowd when there's no crowd. The virtual.
Well, a lot of those people were probably in there experiencing the Thunderdome for the first time.
No, I'm talking about the inductees. I'm talking about the inductees looking around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were.
Oh,
when they were in there talking, it was their first time entering that Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, yeah, you're just looking at these screens. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Because a lot of those guys, it's not like they're there every week.
Yeah. And then, I mean, basically the virtual fans was just a recording of them clapping. That was not live with the, because anytime you could see them, they were clapping, it was,
they recorded that. I think they recorded it before the final set of SmackDown tapings. Like they instructed, hey, we're doing a series of clips for the Hall of Fame. This is what we want you to do.
Yeah.
So they just put them on. They put that on the screens for when the
it wasn't real time
for when the Hall of Fame guys were out there. But the Hall of Fame people probably didn't know that.
No, that definitely wasn't real time. But
no.
Fake golf clapping and fake cheers and stuff. That was weird too. For a Hall of Fame thing, I don't know, but I don't know.
It was what it was. I didn't mind it.
It just wasn't that great to me. I did enjoy RVD's speech, and I did enjoy Kane's speech. I did enjoy Ozzy Osbourne's speech.
I thought Titus O'Neil had the best speech of the night.
I was joking about Titus had a great speech too. Of course, Ozzy were joking because his video package was longer than his speech.
So let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
Where's my paycheck?
Shut. JBL still has me blocked on Twitter anyway, so
yeah,
fuck him. So yeah, I mean, it was there.
Let me point this out. JBL's little smart assness at the end of his speech, he would have never done that in front of a live crowd.
Yeah.
So they'd have booed his dumb ass off the stage.
Yeah.
He acts like a big old badass, but honestly, he's a pussy.
Yeah.
The same guy that got knocked out by fucking Joey Styles. Like, fuck JBL.
Yep. Exactly. NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver Night 1. We kick off with the lovely Nita Strauss doing the national anthem. Pete Dunne and Kushida kick things off, and I think if this was on night 2, it probably would have been more of a masterpiece. But they definitely had to worry about time on night 1 with being on
sure
USA.
As hell didn't have to worry about time tonight.
No, we'll get to that, but I heard they cut time off of the
main event
last event.
Yeah.
I think Dunn and Kushida probably would have went at least 5 minutes more on a regular takeover.
They could have used the cuts of time off tonight's main event.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
40 minutes. Hey, I got my own opinions about that match, but we'll
wait till we get to the finish.
Yeah, we're gonna probably some interesting. I'm interested to hear what Matt has to say about that. But Pete Dunne hits the bitter end with the pinfall after 10 minutes. So it was a pretty good. It was more like a solid television match than a takeover style epic, which I think they could have had if they were on night 2. And speaking of which, how about Zoe Stark with an upset win against Toni Storm in the kickoff show? I thought that was kind of cool. Zoe's definitely been turning a lot of heads. I know HBK and Triple H mentioned how she's been turning a lot of heads on the conference call, which I think was this morning or yesterday, or it had been this morning, or maybe it was after the show. I don't know.
It was they did one tonight and they did one last night. They're following the show.
Everything's blurring together.
Honestly, I'm kind of irked by it because I don't like the way they've like the way they've used Toni Storm since she's been brought over.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I feel like they're wasting her in NXT right now. And I'm not, that's not to say that they're going to do any better with her on the main roster. But
no.
Yeah, I would like to see her actually utilized to the best of her abilities.
Next up is the Gauntlet Eliminator for the number one contendership of the North American Championship. We started off with Swerve and Leon Ruff, and then in come Bronson Reed, followed by Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and L.A. Knight.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody else they're not using right.
Man. The final two sure surprised me with Swerve and Bronson, but it
was so obvious as soon as Knight and
Lumis eliminated
and Lumis went out. It was so obvious who was winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was painfully telegraphed.
Yep.
I rather would have had them surprise everybody like Cameron Grimes,
who's done a tremendous job
and just done something with. I think him and Johnny could have had a really, great match tonight. Probably better than what we got.
Oh, I liked what we got.
It was fine. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was anything special. I really thought night one was far superior to night two, which was the exact opposite that I was expecting.
Yeah.
When I sat down to watch these shows, I was thinking night one's like, this is the appetizer, but night two is going to be the main course. And they actually flipped it on me. I liked night one a lot more than I liked night two.
Yeah, I think it was too close for me to really call between the two. I think the match of the whole takeover was at night one. But I think
definitely Matt, the best match of the week so far was on night one.
Yeah. But I mean, I enjoyed the main event tonight more than most. Probably, I thought it was, even though it was 40 minutes, I thought it was good. It's so close to call, but it started off slow, but yeah, we'll get into night two in a little bit here. Leon Ruff first eliminated by Swerve. Of course, they've been feuding. No surprise there that Ruff was the first one eliminated either. LA Knight, surprise quick elimination. I think he was only in the match about 5 minutes. He was the last one to enter and got eliminated third because as I accidentally skipped Dexter Lumis, who Reed hit a running splash. Lumis got rolled up by LA Knight, and then right after that, big splash on LA Knight, and so he got eliminated. So two big favorites, LA Knight and Dexter Lumis, eliminated right away. Cameron Grimes got eliminated by Swerve Scott, and we got down to the final two, and I thought Swerve and Bronson had a good final two at the end. Those house calls that Swerve was hitting were pretty damn good. I thought they had a good finale, Matt.
Yeah, it was fine for what it was. It was my least favorite thing on night one. But it was all right.
It was definitely a surprising final two. I think a lot of people would have thought Swerve was probably going to be second one to go at least. And then maybe Bronson third. And then you go down to LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, and Lumis, and it's a pick 'em at that point. But, they kind of swerved us, pun intended. They kind of swerved us a little bit. And Bronson Reed gets the win. He'll face Johnny Gargano night two. Boy. Match of the night, match of the takeover, could be match of Mania week. So fucking good. After I got done watching AEW, Matt, I rewatched Walter and Ciampa.
All right then.
I watched it twice. I watched it after I got done with AEW. I went back. I also rewatched the tag match a little bit. But I was not as focused as I was watching a second time with Walter and Ciampa. They put on a fucking clinic. Book it into NXT Match of the Year candidate in the marquees.
Oh, for sure.
These guys were, oh man. I was so fucking worried when Ciampa landed on his knee and hobbled and ran funny. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I breathed a sigh of relief because the second time I watched it, I'm like, oh, Walter blocked it. And that's how his hand got hurt.
Yeah, I saw your message.
I was like,
when you sent the DM, I'm like, I don't even understand what he's talking about.
Live, I didn't catch it, but Ciampa landed so funny on his knee, and then he sold it so damn well. I thought he fucking got hurt, and I thought he tore his goddamn knee.
Let me just say how grateful I am that Ciampa shaved his head and put some color back in his beard. He looks so much better like this
there he is on the screen.
than he does with the Shawn Michaels hair falling in from the top and the completely gray beard. He looks like an old homeless man.
Yeah.
He looks bald with some color in the beard.
And
that's the way to get. That's the way to go for Ciampa, man. That's
in some fucking great shape too last night.
He's always in great shape.
My God, Walter breaking the table skirt in half. That was fucking cool. I like that spot, putting over how hard the chops are. I loved that. Fucking Ciampa doing an air raid crash on Walter. Man, this was my number one most looked forward to match of all a takeover, and it fucking delivered. And my God, if they do it again next takeover, I wouldn't bitch. But man. Oh, and then when they went to commercial, fucking Ciampa I counted like 17 clotheslines during the commercial break. How insane was that, Matt?
Good shit, man.
Man, I think he was trying to break the swing record with clotheslines instead. What'd you think of Walter winning with the chop? I think it puts over how brutal it is. Some people didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was a kind of a fitting way to end the match.
I mean, it's a typical Walter finish. Like
yeah.
Walter ends matches out of nowhere. He's not really Walter's not the type of guy that builds up to a finish, hits a finisher type of deal. He ends people and he ends people suddenly.
Yeah.
And I mean that's just the way he's always been. I didn't mind the finish at all. I agree with you. I thought it put over how devastating that man's chops are, and Ciampa was just breaking down and beating on so bad throughout the match that was just enough to end it.
Yeah.
Like I liked the finish.
Mm-hmm. Walter's chest, holy crap, that looked bad, but not as bad as Kyle O'Reilly's back at the end of the night. I really, if we don't revisit this, Matt, I kind of want Walter against Cross. I think that would be so intense. And I don't know. God, I mean, who's going to take the title off of Walter? That UK title. I mean, do you move him to NXT and just have him relinquish it? That's going to about be the only logical thing you could do, right?
Triple H said on the conference call, on the media call after night one, it's like the flight from Orlando to the UK is only 7 hours.
True.
He said once the world opens up more, if Walter wants to do both, he's not gonna argue with him.
I think you.
So I
think you put him on. You put him on NXT or even Raw or SmackDown. I mean, he's a star.
That ain't happening.
Don't think so?
That's not happening. No.
Dude, Vince probably got a boner seeing that match.
Dude, Walter was on Survivor Series 2 years ago for like 3 minutes, and they eliminated him first. Like I don't want to hear anything about what the main roster would do with Walter.
Yeah.
No, he's one of those NXT lifers. I don't think we'll ever see him on WWE's main roster. And I thought, look, if they build to a collision course where they have Cross versus Walter title for title, and they have the NXT champion just fly across the country and work both brands, I think that would be pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a tremendous next main event for Takeover, to be honest.
I wouldn't do it immediately. I think you got to build up. You got to build up to it. Like
okay.
Cross needs to beat a few people first. He can't just like
true
get that title and then the next thing's Walter. I feel they have to establish Cross like they've established Walter as being like the unstoppable threat of who can beat this guy.
If
and
they,
then you put him and Walter together.
I mean, we were talking about this on the Sportskeeda live show earlier here tonight. It's like there is absolutely nobody on that NXT roster right now that it could even put up with against Cross right now. So that's where Walters makes the most sense. If they would have booked him right,
dummy,
yeah, but they've not booked him well at all since he's debuted. I mean, he lost his first match, and he was in this match for 5 minutes on Takeover Night 1.
I think O'Reilly is going to be Cross's first challenger.
Mm-hmm.
Based off what they did tonight.
Yeah, considering he won against Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I also would not hate if they had O'Reilly and Gargano feud at some point for the North American title. But yeah, I mean, I think right now he's above that.
I think that's more of a spot for like Roderick Strong.
Yeah. I think
they can do Roddy and Gargano.
I think O'Reilly is above that at this point. His stock is still very high since his main events with Finn Balor and now defeating Adam Cole, who I think, based on William Regal with a smirk when he said he didn't find Adam Cole, I think Cole's going to SmackDown.
Not according to Triple H on tonight's media call.
Yeah, but is he really going to say anything?
He pretty much said this was just the start of a chapter. They're going, and this is a saga of a story between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole on Tuesday to see the next chapter.
Oh, so we're gonna get we're gonna get a trilogy just like Gargano and Ciampa.
He was pretty adamant that O'Reilly and Cole were just getting started. Like they weren't done. So
I don't hate it because Gargano and Ciampa was able to make that work for so long. But it was just weird, that little smirk that Regal had on his face when he said he didn't find Adam Cole. It's like, oh, he's banishing him from NXT. And
I mean, I guess they can end up doing that if they want to run that storyline on Tuesday and kick him off the show then.
Yeah.
But he's definitely going to be on it. It's certainly the way Triple H made it sound.
Yeah.
He would definitely be at NXT this Tuesday.
Yeah. And I'm not saying SmackDown tomorrow night. I'm saying
well, no, tomorrow night's already taped. We taped that like forever and a day ago. But look, they were ending the fucking show with him getting on a fucking stretcher. Like he shouldn't be anywhere next week.
No.
But Triple H certainly made it sound like that he would be on NXT on Tuesday.
Yeah, so, there's just that subtle thing that Regal did when he did a little smirk. There's something gonna happen. I don't know.
He's
Cole
just
Cole on SmackDown, man. There's some great possibilities with Daniel Bryan, Edge.
To me, if Cole gets called up to the main roster, he should just let his contract run out and go to AEW afterwards when it's done. Because they aren't going to use him well on the main roster at all.
Mm-mm.
It would not be good. So yeah, if they're gonna call him up, like however many months or years or whatever left on his deal, like I wouldn't re-sign shit. I would run out my main roster time, and I would be going straight to AEW.
Then he shows up on AEW. I thought you were dead. Vignette for Frankie Monet and her cute little pup. Of course, Taya Valkyrie.
I hate the name.
Yeah,
I hate it so bad.
I don't overly hate it.
This should have been the dog's name.
I don't overly hate it.
I hope it's a giant swerve and that's the name of the dog.
That would be funny.
I would love that. I would pop for that.
Yeah, it's like they go in spurts on changing people's names, and now they're in a spurt where they are changing names and not keeping them. So it's weird how they go in spurts like that. But I don't hate
weird fucking company, man. Weird fucking company.
It is. I don't hate the name though. Excited to see her debut on Tuesday. God, it's so weird. NXT on Tuesday, and we're not recording until Wednesday. And Impact's on Thursday. What a wrestling world we live in. Bronson Reed. Oh, never mind. I jumped ahead. Bronson Reed got interviewed and by Mackenzie Mitchell, and then Gargano showed up. NXT Tag Team Championships triple threat match, and they do it the style that I love. Three a member from each team in the ring all at the same time. No disqualification. Triple threat rules, and God damn, these guys delivered. This was probably the second best match of the night, Matt.
I guess. I really liked it. I don't know if I would have said it was the second best match of the show, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm putting it ahead of the opener, and I'm putting it ahead of the main event.
I would have to really think about that. I was not planning on that answer.
I thought maybe grizzled young veterans would pin Legado and get the win, and then continue to feud with MSK and build MSK finally winning the tag titles. But I'm fine with MSK winning them here too. I really like those guys. They've been booked really well. So I'm not mad at the decision, Matt.
I'm still surprised they're getting the push that they're getting.
I called it though. I called them winning the Dusty Cup. I called them getting the tag titles. Of course, back then we thought they were going to beat Lorcan and Birch, who really weren't doing anything with the titles, and then one gets hurt. So here we are. I think they continue to feud with. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they continue to feud with grizzled young veterans or not, because that's who Gibson got pinned, and of course the kickoff show tonight had a number one contenders match. But I mean, nobody with a mind is gonna believe Dane and Drake are gonna take the titles off of MSK. So
how dare you?
It's the truth.
How dare you?
It's the truth.
I hope they do to drive you nuts.
Well, it wouldn't really drive me nuts, but
don't you love how they just dropped the whole storyline about Dane getting kidnapped?
Yeah, and they just haven't really booked these guys that well ever since that when they were booking them well. But now it's just they just haven't booked them well, and so I would have almost rather had Breezango win the match tonight. And
I was so happy they didn't do that.
Yeah, just have a little.
I don't need to see Breezango against MSK.
It'd be a good match though. Main event time. Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai went about 13 minutes. Io doing yet another crazy dive off the skull. That was good. I believe Gonzalez becomes the first person in NXT to kick out of the moonsault. It was a good match, I thought. It was a solid match. Probably got hurt by getting it cut down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love that Raquel Gonzalez got the win. She's come a long way since she was in the Mae Young Classic at first. She's done a tremendous job this past year or however long she's been in this instance with Dakota Kai. And I like the celebration at the end and the emotion out of her. I thought it was a good ending, a good ending to NXT Takeover. It wasn't an epic match by any means, but it was a very good match, and I liked the celebration at the end. What were your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought the right person won. Yeah.
Look at them building new stars. I mean, outside of Bianca Belair, how many new stars have been built on Raw and SmackDown lately? We just get rehashes of Carmella every 4 months.
Wolf.
So that ended night one. We all loved it. Night two coming at you. As I mentioned, kickoff show was Drake Maverick and Killian Dane against Breezango. Breezango coming out dressed as pirates. And Dana and Drake at the win there. And we kick off night 2 with Poppy doing some music. And then we started off with the ladder match, Santos Escobar, Jordan Devlin. I liked it. Some people didn't like the match. I liked it. I liked it for the fact that it was a little more unique. They didn't just go balls to the wall like almost every ladder match in NXT. They kind of built up to it, and then once the shit started to fly, the shit flew. I just like the uniqueness of how they kind of built it together. Didn't quite have the psychology out of it though, but I still thought it was a solid match. I don't think the outcome was ever in doubt. Matt, what were your thoughts?
Hated the interference.
Yeah, because
I thought
they go to that card. They go to that card so often.
Yeah, I thought it took away a lot from the meaning of the match to begin with. I thought the match was fine. It was a fine ladder match. My thing is, I don't connect with either of these guys. I don't like Jordan Devlin. I don't like Santos Escobar. So to me, it was just a whole bunch of whatever. I look to everybody that liked it. More power to you. It just,
I'm a big Santos Escobar fan. I almost think
I'm not. I never have been. So
cool moment after on the stage with Legado and Santos' son with him, holding up one of the belts while Santos holds up the other. They interview MSK afterwards, and then we get to the tag team title match between Shotzi and Ember against The Way. And I thought it was a decent little match. Somebody please catch Shotzi. She always seems to never get caught on her dives. I thought it was a decent little match. Maybe not on a takeover level, a good TV match type of quality, I thought.
Yeah, it was fine for what it was.
Yeah, good TV quality match. But I really love Ember and Shotzi. They work their chemistry together is so good. I could see them holding the belts for quite a while. For the love of God, someone catch Shotzi when she does a suicide dive. North American Championship. Oh, before that, they show Gable Stevenson at ringside, NCAA wrestling champion, and Stephanie McMahon smiling and clapping way too hard. That was awkward.
It was so awkward.
That was weird. And anyways, North American Championship, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed. I thought this was a tremendous match. I really liked it. Proof that Gargano can really wrestle with anybody. I thought Reed had a good showing here. I think in the loss, he still looked very good. I was a little surprised at Gargano winning, but at the same time,
yeah, I kind of thought the way they've been pushing Reed lately, that Gargano was losing, but I was happy to be wrong.
Yeah, I thought Bronson probably could have done well with a short run with the title, but Johnny retaining is definitely not a bad thing either, because I'm really liking what they're doing with The Way. But I thought they had a good match. I thought they had a really solid match there. Some good psychology with Reed selling the rib injury. I thought Gargano working with a bigger wrestler did a good job as well. Yeah, I thought it was well done by those guys. Speaking of psychology, how about Finn Balor and Karrion Kross? That was a pretty damn good one, wasn't it, Matt?
Such a good shot.
My God. The match was tremendous. For me, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I thought the main event was the best match of the night, but this was very fucking close. It was tremendous what they were doing. And the fact that Balor didn't kick out of that finisher, which I don't think ever has gotten a name yet, but that old forearm to the back of the head, I was 110% expecting a near fall there, Matt. Were you?
At that point in the match, no. I thought it was done at that point.
I thought we were
because
getting
Balor was pretty much curb stomped into oblivion.
Yeah.
Moments before, and then he was laying there looking like he was fucking dead. And I thought the referee was actually gonna stop the match and just award the match to Cross at that point. So
yeah,
I thought they were going for the UFC finish.
I thought it was fun. I thought it's funny how Cross's setup has a name, the Doomsday Suplex, but his finishing forearm smash doesn't have a name.
They'll figure it out.
Karrion Kross gets back the title. I thought it was very apropos that Karrion Kross got the title back that he had never lost from Finn Balor, who the same thing happened to him.
Yeah, I'm sure Finn didn't have any issues doing the honors for Kross, because I'm sure he probably related a great deal.
Yeah.
To Kross's situation. I don't think he minded one bit.
We were talking on Sportskeeda just before we started recording here. We were talking about that. Rick brought up an interesting point that I did not know. It was not planned for Balor to be in NXT this long, which is, to me, was interesting. So I wonder now, maybe does Balor go chase the title he never lost?
I think putting Balor back on the main roster is doomsday for Finn.
Yeah, but I thought it was interesting because they said that this was not the plan for him to be there that long. So, I wonder.
I think he's another one of those guys that I can't imagine he really wants to go back up there.
I hope you're right, but yeah, I thought it was real interesting when they said that wasn't the plan to keep him there that long.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE decides that they want to bring him back up there, but I can't imagine that he would want to go back up there.
No.
And he's another one of those guys where if they're gonna put him back on Raw and SmackDown, I would be like, all right, when's my deal up?
Hey, right.
Because I can go work AEW, I can go work New Japan again. I can get involved in this whole Bullet Club craziness that's going on. Between companies right now, like.
How about
if I'm Triple H, I'm doing whatever I can to just keep the man happy.
How about Tama Tonga putting out the tease saying he'll
interesting.
Saying Tama Tonga saying he may offer some help to Moxley. Ooh.
Very, very, very interesting.
Bullet Club is fine. Yeah. So, oh man, another cool thing was when Kross was going for that finisher and Balor countered it with a Pele kick. I thought that was a damn good moment there in the match there. Very cool. Good to see Kross. I mean, again, let's look at that roster. Who is very legitimately going to beat Kross at this point? There is really nobody. It's going to be interesting to see how they build up the main roster again. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly getting a big win now, but I mean, he lost 2 title matches before that. So do you really put O'Reilly in that spot? Who knows? It's gonna be interesting to see how things play out. Especially Tuesday night. I think we'll get
we don't even know what Kross is supposed to be.
Yeah, he's a tweener.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have any distinct heel or babyface qualities. He's just Karrion Kross. So to me, they can put him against anybody from either side if they want to go down that road, and it can be fine. Like, no one's gonna expect him to win, but they could do Kross and Grimes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there could be some really entertaining shit along the way between those two leading up to the match.
Ciampa, maybe Ciampa wants to avenge getting his ass completely handed to him in 6 minutes.
That I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Because Ciampa just lost to Walter. I don't want to see.
No. That needs
Ciampa
to be
going from a loss to Walter to going right back to trying to.
That needs to be
Kross again. That wouldn't make any sense to me.
That needs to be built up into where you have Ciampa take it off across down the line. You got to build that up.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, you got to build that.
What's really crazy is I was under the impression that WWE was in plans to fast track Kross to the main roster.
Yeah, so we talked about that.
So for him to win the championship for the second time tonight, makes me wonder, well, when is that going to happen?
Yeah, we were talking about that tonight and how I was surprised that he won because
they could eventually pull a women's. They've done this with the women's title on quite a few occasions already. They could get to a point where they're just like, Cross has been signed to Raw or SmackDown or whatever. We're vacating the championship and having a tournament.
Well,
and like to me, if it's acceptable enough to do it with the women, they should be able to do it with the men as well.
They did it with Keith Lee because he didn't hold that title for that long.
Keith Lee dropped the title to Cross.
Yeah. It's
not like they put it up in a tournament or something. Keith Lee dropped the belt.
Yeah, but he had the belt and dropped it pretty quickly.
I agree with that. But I'm saying if they don't have anybody that they want to have Cross lose to at the time being, just put it in a fucking tournament.
It almost also talking with the show I did earlier tonight. They think O'Reilly and Cole ain't over yet either.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what Triple H said tonight. So
that's probably going to be
while you were doing your thing, I was doing as much wrestling research around the globe as I could, watching Impact, listening to the Triple H, Shawn Michaels post media conference call. I was trying to get my shit in, brother.
Get your shit in. That's probably going to be a trilogy like Gargano Ciampa, which this has the emotional level of Gargano and Ciampa, so I'm all for it. So yeah, maybe you do part 2.
My thing is I wish for a saga of that length. I wish this match in particular would have happened later in the story instead of tonight.
Kind of like Ciampa Gargano's amazing street fight or whatever that was, or Falls Count Anywhere. I can't remember what the stip was, but that one where I just literally sat there for 10 minutes after that match going, wow. I mean, and that's the thing you could do if you do fast track Cross a month or 2 down the road to the main roster. Cole O'Reilly 2 could be for the title. You know, you have a tournament maybe. I like tournaments. Tournaments don't suck, as long as you book them well.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't book those things well, but hey,
who's to say that Balor couldn't get the title back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's to say? Like,
that is such a good. That was such a good feud.
It's demon time, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if everybody's like, there's nobody in NXT to beat Cross, and I disagree because Balor showed the world tonight that Balor can beat Cross, and if he brings back the demon to do it, that's the perfect send off for Cross to go out to the main roster. So. Good point. Let's not
good
say
booking,
there's
pal.
Nobody there yet.
Good booking, pal.
I got sometimes.
Shit.
But yeah, because I mean, shit, that match worked, man. You know what? And when it's said and done, if I go back and watch them both, maybe I will put that match ahead of O'Reilly and Cole. But I don't think so. I think O'Reilly and Cole was the match of the night. But still second match of TakeOver behind Walter and Ciampa. So here we go. O'Reilly, Adam Cole, both coming out to Creative Music entrance number 1s and 2.
Yeah, I did not like this shit at all.
I liked it at first, but then I thought about it a little more. I'm like, God, this is so Bush League compared to the Undisputed. CFO fucking knocked shit out of the park. And
if we don't ever hear the Undisputed Era theme again, it's gonna be a damn shame.
Yeah, I still hold true to my hope that once we get 100% crowds again, they'll get reunited, maybe for War Games.
I don't think they're ever putting that group back together. Not in as in those 4 members that are in now. There could be another generation.
I don't know.
You know, the Undisputed Era. I don't think it will be.
Never say never.
4 guys.
Never say never. Yeah, I don't know if Fish is ever coming back to wrestle. I don't know.
I still think he's hurt.
Yeah,
from my understanding. So
yeah, he got hurt at War Games. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly think the Era can be put back together. I don't think it will be as soon as War Games. That's too soon. But once we get 100% crowds, I say a year from now, maybe. I think it may come back. We'll see. Unsanctioned match between Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. They had referee Daryl Sharma wearing just a black shirt, so unsanctioned. Make it really look unsanctioned. This was it was a long masterpiece, but to me, it was a masterpiece. I fucking loved it.
I'm about to poke a hole in your masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You're gonna do a titty dance on the masterpiece or something. Which was funny because they showed Chris Master. What was that? Was it a Hall of Fame or something?
Yeah, the Aussie thing.
Yeah. Titty dance came back onto WWE television. I loved it. I thought it was brutal. It was emotional. It was everything that should have been. And there's some cool spots. I loved when they brought out the steel chain because that brought me back to when I was in Dallas for WrestleMania weekend when Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole main evented Super Card of Honor in a chain match. So I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of brought me back to the WrestleMania weekend there. Poor table didn't buckle on a suplex. That was a little brutal. The end with the chain and the chair upside down. I thought that was a cool spot to finish it on. As we talked on the show I was on just prior, if you would have ended it with O'Reilly hitting the last call, that might have been a good spot to hit it too and shave 10 minutes off the match. But
even 10 minutes probably would have helped a great deal.
Yeah. But at the same time, I wanted when O'Reilly barely kicked out, I thought that was like such a weak kick out, but yet a statement that made this to tell the story of just how beat up he was. And so when he did that weak kick out, I wanted one more good run from O'Reilly. I didn't expect O'Reilly to actually win this match, so I was a little surprised that he did, because especially at the end when O'Reilly did get back into the upper hand, and then Cole gets up and hits him with the chair, and I thought, oh, he's going to Panama Sunrise him, maybe into that upside down chair or something, and Cole's going to come out the winner. But Kyle winning was huge, because that's going to be huge for him going forward, because as you said, that could catapult him back into the title picture. Though he lost twice to Balor, but a fresh feud with Cross might be cool. I thought it was absolutely hilarious when Cole knocked out the ref and then yelled at him for being stupid for not counting to 3. I thought that was pretty good. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a 40-minute epic match. I loved it. Matt, poke holes in it.
Why on God's green earth would Adam Cole crawl onto the chair to take that finish? Why in the fuck would you crawl onto the chair that you set up that you knew was going to be destructive? Why the fuck would Adam Cole crawl onto the top of that chair to take the finish of that match?
He's beating the
fuck. That was the dumbest
he was beaten
finish
he was beaten
they
so
could have done.
He was beaten so senseless, had no idea where he was.
It was fucking stupid.
No,
they should have had Kyle put Cole on the chair. And then he could have gone up and done the thing. The fact that Cole actually crawled onto that chair to take that finish was some of the dumbest booking I've ever seen in my fucking life.
But maybe he was crawling to the chair
to
maybe he was crawling to the chair to try to take it, to use it on him again.
Then they needed a better camera angle to show that.
Maybe
to me that's not how that came across at all.
Yeah, that did not take away any of it for me at all.
To me it took away a great deal.
Yeah,
because I thought the finish sucked ass.
Well, I love the finish. I thought it was tremendous, and there's many reasons you could say of why he was crawling to the chair, and there's many reasons. I understand what you're saying, but to me
hated
it didn't take away from me. I thought it still became a great ending, a fucking great move, something you don't see every day. I thought it was a great ending, and God, what a good match! What great storytelling! The comeback by O'Reilly when he was literally dead and could barely put that shoulder up. They did it. They did it. You know, they did the deed. Again, number 2 on the overall takeover. Walter Ciampa won that entire thing. Walter Ciampa is probably going to win the weekend. I mean, you really honestly see anything that's going to beat Walter and Ciampa?
If given time, Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan have the potential to steal the weekend.
True.
But they have to be given the time and they have to be given the allotment to tell the story. If they give Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan the time that Cole and O'Reilly got tonight, I guarantee you that match will steal WrestleMania week. But I don't think they'll get that much time.
You take a basic formula like they did at WrestleMania 30. You don't copy the formula, but you take the basic formula and then add your own twists to it. I think you've got yourself a winner. I think Cesaro and Seth Rollins could steal the show Saturday too.
I think that will be an excellent match, but I don't think it will be given the time.
I'm hoping.
In order to steal the show.
I'm hoping. You know why I think it will have the time, Matt? Look at the rest of the card. Lashley Drew probably going to have some time. Bad Bunny.
That's opening.
Yep, I hear that too.
I'm hearing Sasha and Bianca are actually going to get the main event.
I'm telling
you right now, Sasha and Bianca could steal the week if they let them go. And if I'm Sasha and Bianca, I'm fucking insulted by the build I've got the past month.
Right.
I'm going out there to steal WrestleMania week from everybody else. And Sasha Banks go back and look at Vince with the middle finger and say, follow that motherfucker.
Right.
Because they did those women a disservice. And if they get the time, they very well, Sasha and Bianca could very well steal WrestleMania week.
You know why the Drew and Lashley are opening?
So Drew gets the first pop of the night.
Yep.
As long as it's not Hogan, I'm okay with it.
Hogan. Yeah, Drew gets.
I'm already really annoyed about the SmackDown tomorrow night.
All right, we'll talk about that. Oh, I don't even know what's on the lineup for SmackDown outside of Andre.
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Both things that could have been in front of a live crowd.
Right,
and that's what I have a problem with.
That's a shame.
All those guys that have busted their ass for this past year.
Yeah.
Just because they want Drew to get the first pop on Saturday night, they're not going to do these matches on a pre-show.
You could have done it on a Sunday pre-show. They
could have done both matches on Sunday's pre-show.
Yeah, I understand not having a pre-show Saturday. I understand that initial pop being Drew and Bobby. Yes, that makes sense. But you could fucking have a pre-show on Sunday.
Yeah. I think I feel so bad for so many people in those two matches.
Yeah.
That have worked so hard. And look, it's not like, crowds are back on Monday. They're not. The new Thunderdome is booked through August. So all these guys that have worked this past year are still going to go another 4 or 5 months without hearing a legitimate crowd. I don't think that's fucking fair.
No.
I think that's a really fucking shitty thing to do.
Going back to NXT, I thought it was cool that they had more people there. Had some people in the bleachers and a few more people.
Yeah, they really opened up the performance center for the NXT, and I think that's, from my understanding, that's how it's going to be going forward.
Yeah,
with NXT,
they definitely want to have that type of crowd for Tuesday.
Yeah,
for their first night on Tuesday. My browser is jacked up right now. There we go.
It's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Not quite. Lost my train of thought, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a shame. So that's all that is. So is it basically a recap show and then those two matches?
They said we will see appearances from Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan, and the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. That's all they've announced. I mean, I guess there could be something more on there. They're going to have to, since the WWE Network Twitter account spoiled the fact that Carmella and Billie Kay are being added to the women's gauntlet match. They have to set that up on SmackDown Friday. So maybe, God willing, maybe Charlotte and Bayley get added to that as well.
I heard we talked about that.
Talk about two other women who. Are you seriously going to leave them off of WrestleMania?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier tonight. That you could easily add Charlotte and Bayley to that tag title thing,
and they should win it too. Because let's face it, every other tag team in that match is kind of a joke.
Raw and SmackDown go home shows were not
good.
No, SmackDown.
Well, we haven't had SmackDown yet. But they're calling it WrestleMania SmackDown. So
I don't know. I guess maybe I guess this wasn't really a SmackDown go home show, but God, it was not a good SmackDown. The Logan Paul thing just shows you how much more talented Bad Bunny is at this.
I keep hearing he's going to surprise a lot of people on Saturday night.
Who? Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, man, he's been working his ass off at the Performance Center.
Yeah. I hear he's going to surprise a lot of people Saturday night.
He's been working. He's been working hard. In and out of the ring, though, he's been performing. So it's been the best. He
might be one of the best celebrity crossovers they've ever had.
Yeah. So
the guy's there almost every single week.
Yeah.
Doing everything because he's not there for the paycheck. He's there because he fucking loves WWE.
Yeah.
So I think it's been one of the best celebrity crossovers they've ever done.
They trying to say that was real paint. It's
watercolor paint, maybe, Miz.
Yeah.
Maybe it's watercolor paint, but it ain't fucking real ass paint. It ain't gonna come off, Miz. I had to write about that today.
Did you?
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I kind of buried Miz about it. I'm like, yeah, Miz might be telling the truth because it might be watercolor paint, and watercolor paint can stain your hands. But if you truly trying to make anybody motherfucking believe that was actually real, legitimate paint, Miz, shut the fuck up.
Yep. I liked Cesaro and Rollins' promo in the ring. I thought that was pretty good. But
I really wish they'd let Cesaro
talk.
Show his legitimate personality.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you need to do is watch him on
the party.
Uno. Yeah, watch him on Uno every week to know how charismatic and funny and well speaking that he is.
I clicked on red.
You know, like the fact that they just let him go out there and be him.
Yeah.
He would absolutely be like Vince says he doesn't connect with the WWE universe. I think he would if you let him go out and be himself, I think he would absolutely connect with the WWE universe. And I think he's going to get a huge pop Saturday night.
Absolutely.
I think look, that's going to be another one of the really good matches on the show.
It's one of the ones I'm looking the most forward to. So, and
look, let's call spade a spade. As shit as the build to WrestleMania has been on paper, card looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, when WWE has a shitty build and we go in with low expectations, we end up really enjoying that said pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So we might walk out of WrestleMania over the weekend saying, "Hey, that's a damn good WrestleMania." So,
you agree? You in agreement with me that Logan Paul Sami was pretty lame?
I mean, it was fine for what it was. I mean, I didn't care about it either way.
We all know what's going to happen. So,
I mean, look, they're just doing it for his viewers. They're trying to get people to tune in because
give me the views.
Yeah, they need the motherfucking views. I mean, that's all he's there for. I see the people out there like, oh, he's gonna ruin Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like, no, he's just fucking there to bring more eyeballs to the match. I mean,
he'll deck Sami and then Sami walks into a stunner. So
I don't even think he does that.
Oh, okay. Carmella, that's hilarious. Corey Graves getting a little hot and bothered with Carmella. I like Carmella's entrance now. I like that a lot.
Dude, it's the same entrance she's had for months.
She been doing that. Well, they just haven't used her. I couldn't remember. Felt new to me.
The whole shadow entrance. She was doing that during the whole feud with Sasha.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh well. And Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso street fight. I mean, shit, you ain't gonna fuck that up. That was good as usual. So, but yeah, pretty lackluster SmackDown. And then Raw came around
and showed you what lackluster's all about, brother.
Well, that's the definition of Raw the past however long. I mean, what was there? Anything? I mean,
no, it was trash.
I mean, thankfully I watched it on DVR so I could fast forward through everything with Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. Because Jesus Christ, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
it's trash.
We knew Rhea Ripley was going to turn on Asuka. That was no surprise, Lashley and Alexander was decent, but why the fuck they break up the Hurt Business? I will get into that a little more on our predictions, by the way. And then they made the tag match with Bad Bunny and Priest, and the Bad Bunny and the build to that's been fucking. I've loved it, and I liked what they did on. This was one of the few bright spots on Raw. The beatdown with Miz and Morrison on Bad Bunny, and the painting thing was kind of dumb, but overall, I thought it was still good to build the feud. They've done a great job of building that thing. Riddle and Ali was good. McIntyre and Corbin, okay. It was a lengthy match to end the night on, but I mean, Raw is just such a fucking drag, man. Pulling teeth get through watching that live, and thank God I didn't watch it live this week.
Yeah.
Real quickly, it's
rough some nights.
Let's flash back to last week's AEW, or a couple weeks ago since we missed out. We were off last week. Thoughts on Christian Cage's debut with Frankie Kazarian, Matt?
I thought it was great.
Man, hey, well, he ain't getting no 5-minute match. We're getting this guy 16 minutes, and they did a tremendous job. I thought great match. What do you think of the QT Marshall stable?
I'm still not fully behind it, but I thought the promo was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, and his promo last week was good too, or this past Wednesday. God, I keep thinking we're on our regular schedule where Dynamite was 6 days ago, but actually Dynamite was just last night.
Yeah.
So last night's promo was really good too, and we'll get into AEW last night here in a minute, but I thought it was well done. I thought it was a lesser extent though, but I thought it was kind of similar to Nexus, a bunch of younger guys rising up, but led by a veteran, obviously with QT. But I thought it was kind of a Nexus like thing with a bunch of younger guys rising up, and I thought it was a good segment, to be honest with you. There are going to be your WWE marks that are like, oh look, they put together another stable. Having a lot of stables means you can tell stories. Okay. I don't think it's a bad thing that they've got all these stables when WWE can barely keep a storyline going for a stable more than a month or two. I mean,
or Hurt Business.
Fuck me. And if you didn't know, backstage morale went down on that whole breakup of the Hurt Business. Nobody liked it. Nobody at all.
It's because it was just Vince serving his own selfish agenda.
Yeah.
To try to make sure that Drew McIntyre gets cheered Saturday night. Because they were fucking pissed in their own diapers over there in Stamford that there was a damn good chance Bobby Lashley was going to get cheered over Drew. And they fucking panicked, and this is what they came up with. So I still think the fans should cheer Bobby over Drew just to give Vince the good old middle finger and say, yo, fuck yourself, buddy.
You think what? You think what now?
I think the fans should still cheer for Bobby
Lashley.
Oh, they will.
I think they will.
Saturday as a middle finger to Vince McMahon to say, fuck you, buddy.
I think they will. And not just because
I don't know if they will because they've booked him so poorly the past couple of weeks. I think the blue might be off the rose a little bit.
The job he's done though.
They've purposely sabotaged. They have sabotaged that man.
Yeah.
In favor of making sure Drew gets his WrestleMania moment on Saturday, and it kind of irks me a bit. Don't get me wrong, I love Drew, but you didn't need to sacrifice Bobby Lashley for Vince's little agenda here.
Well,
and that's all it is.
They didn't really sacrifice Lashley more. They more sacrificed Shelton and Cedric.
Yeah, but they're sacrificing everything that Bobby's built the past couple months.
Yeah.
In order to make sure that he's going to be booed.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck is Bobby Lashley the badass that's stepping up and fighting everybody, not afraid of anybody, all of a sudden asking for the help from the 205 Live locker room to fucking take out Drew McIntyre on the road to WrestleMania? Like, they've sabotaged this man on the road to WrestleMania because they were worried that Drew was going to not get the favorable reaction. And
I think if they would have went status quo, they both would have got pops.
Yeah, I think it would have been a relatively 50-50 crowd. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it would have been a cool thing to have right out of the gate.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of those guys would have got booed. I think they both would have got pops coming out. So
yeah, I think they fucked up.
No,
but what else is new?
Yeah, they fuck up all the time, so we're just used to it. AEW, so new stable there, which quit bitching about the stables. It's not a bad thing. Shut up. Moving on. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky getting teamed together. What are your thoughts on that?
It's fine. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of worrisome. To me, it kind of says we don't know what to do with either of these guys right now. Let's make them a tag team. I mean, to me, it sounds like something WWE would do. So I'm not like over the moon over it, but I'm assuming they have some kind of plan because they featured them in the Stan Lance Archer segment on Wednesday. Like they don't, when they do those shots like that, it's not by accident. There's normally a reason behind doing that. So. Excuse me. We'll see where it leads.
Moxley calling Cesar Bonani a Baywatch lifeguard. I thought that was pretty funny. So Bonani took on Moxley there. Apparently, there's a little mini stable with Bonani, Ryan Nemeth, and JD Drake as well. Team Taz still showing cracks. One of the best parts of last week, MJF in the Pinnacle dressing room, and they complain about the smell coming out of the bathroom. They open the bathroom door, and there is 4/5 of the inner circle. I thought that part there was fucking awesome. They try to escape. Jake Hager is by the door, and a fucking great brawl ensued, didn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
Bear with me, as all of a sudden my throat just decided to turn heel.
Turn heel. My God.
In the process of getting a cough drop to see if I can fix this.
Man, that was a tremendous way to bring the inner circle back, though. Well done. We got even more with the inner circle with last night's show that we'll talk about in a minute. We got Don Callis slapping Matt in the face. More to come on that. Then we got the Good Brothers with Kenny Omega taking on Phoenix, Penta El Zero, M, and Laredo Kid. Very tremendous trios match there with those guys. After the match, Moxley comes out by himself to stand up against the Good Brothers and Kenny. And the Young Bucks join Moxley to create an interesting dynamic, which I instantly said, oh, look, the Young Bucks are going to turn heel on Jon Moxley the following week. And look at what they did. I fucking called that shit on Twitter right after they announced that 6-man tag. Nyla Rose and the Bunny took on Hikaru Shida and Tay Conti. Conti continuing to impress. And then Arcade Anarchy Wasn't too excited about this. Didn't know what to expect, but it turned out to be a great main event.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I did not have high hopes for this, and it turned out to be great. Fucking Chris Statlander in the claw machine. Sue bringing Trent back was so epic. I fucking loved it.
We should never underestimate the best friends in a blow-off feud gimmick match ever again.
Right.
Between this and the parking lot brawl, if the best friends are in a blow-off gimmick match feud, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So
it had everything.
It was so good.
I loved it. I was groaning a little bit at it, and then once it happened, I'm like, this is so good. Fucking waving at Sue after the match, and Statlander is now a best friend. So I think that's a good fit, putting her in with Chuck and Trent and Orange.
I like the idea of mixing women in with these stables.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really good thing to establish that the women's division in AEW is just as important as the men's division. Yeah. I think it's a very smart thing to do, and I think it comes across really well. Because I mean, right now you've got Bunny and the CFO, you've got Chris Statlander with the best friends, you have seemingly Ty Conte with the Dark Order.
Not official, but
not official, but it's about as official as you can get with -1 managing her.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. She ain't doing this yet, but
but it's just I think it's really, really good that they're establishing their women on that front.
Yeah,
to be on equal footing with the men.
Yeah,
and I think that's super important and something that not nearly enough wrestling companies do.
Yeah, and Ty Conti's been doing a hell of a job lately, and is definitely deserving of the #1 contendership right now.
I want Britt to get the title from Shida, but who I want to see Britt eventually lose the title to, I want it to be Conti.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, to me, that's the next two. Those are the next two champions, as far as I'm concerned. That's who I want to see. Britt beat Shida, and then I want to see Conti beat Britt. Like, I don't want to see it immediately. Like, I don't want to see Britt like dropping in like a month. But let's say Britt wins the title at Double or Nothing, which is what I'm expecting. By All Out or Full Gear, I could see Ty Conti beating Britt for that title.
And by then, Thunder Rosa's contract at NWA will be up, and then you can have Thunder Rosa and Ty Conti have a feud.
Oh yeah, because I can't imagine that Thunder Rosa won't be a part of AEW full time once her deal's up.
Yep. Dynamite last night kicked off with a very sweet scene. Obviously, Jericho has been pushing Back in Black, which is on the new shirts. So all members of the Inner Circle showing up in black rides, all coming out to the parking lot. I thought that was a very cool open. Then we kick off with Hangman Page and Max Caster. Max again cutting a good rhyme. I thought Hangman and Max had a good little 10-minute match, Matt. Again, the young guy Caster is kind of proving his worth with AEW here in singles competition. And yesterday was National Beer Day, so you have to have Hangman win and drink some beers afterwards, right? Some Page Wisers.
Good old Hangman.
Apparently, Death Triangle was back together. We in weird booking, we thought Penta was a heel, while Phoenix and Pac were baby faces, and now they're all together again. Phoenix and Pac get a tag team title match next week against the Bucks. Best Friends interrupted them, saying, "Hey, it's kind of our turn. Orange did not forget what you did to them back in the day. Back in the day, like a few months ago, that is." But then, Trent goes, "Okay, we'll work our way back up there." But the boys are back in town, and we got an alien with us too. Inner Circle comes out, and my God, was that not one of the best promos Jericho's cut?
Yeah. Besides when he pulled the Sid, it was great.
What did he do?
He said that Wardlow had a $1 million brand and a 13-cent body, which obviously was meant to be the other way around. So
pulled a Sid.
He pulled a Sid. That's the kind of shit that Sid used to do.
Yep, I remember. Oh man, it's no longer being a Mark, Matt. It's being a Max. So I don't know. Mark sounds better, anyways. Mark sounds more derogatory. God, that was a tremendous promo there by Jericho. Talking about Tully, he was nothing more than the third string member of the Four Horsemen, ranking between Ole Anderson and Paul Roma. I forgot Paul Roma was a horseman. Oh my God. Man, some good stuff there by Jericho. And guess what it ends up with? We're going to get blood and guts, baby. Finally getting it. Something we were promised, but then the pandemic hit. We're going to get it, though. May 5th episode. So about 4 weeks away on Impact, on Dynamite. Maybe it's on Impact, Matt. You never know. Forbidden Doors open, right?
Hey.
Speaking of that forbidden door, come on. Come on, Tama Tonga. Come on. Oh, man. He shows up. Oof. Is God still together in New Japan?
Yeah, pretty sure they're holding the tag. I'm pretty sure they're tag champs right now.
That would kind of even the odds, wouldn't it? Little Eddie and God and Mox.
It could happen. I think they teased Sami Callihan teased getting involved on Twitter this week too. So plenty of possibilities.
Christian got courted by Taz to join Team Taz. Interesting. Not going to happen though, but I would love to see a Christian King.
They're gonna reunite the relatives of Christian Cage and Brian Cage.
Yeah, that's
what this is all leading to.
Yeah, well,
Christian Cage is going to help get Brian Cage
out of
Team Taz, and they're going to somehow be related. I don't know
Step Brothers
what relation they're going to say that they have.
Did we just become best friends?
They're going to do some kind of relationship between Christian Cage and Brian Cage.
Whatever you do, give me a fucking Christian Cage Ricky Starks match. Pronto.
Oh, we're definitely getting that.
Oh my God, will that be good?
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Jurassic Express took on Bear Country in a Kong versus Godzilla cross promotion. If you look at one of Bear Country, you're never going to unsee the fact that one looks like a monstrous cash wheeler.
Wait a minute.
You will not unsee it if you look close enough to. I don't even know which bear it is. It's either Bear Bronson or Bear Boulder or Bear Naked. I don't know who it is, but Jurassic Express with the win there. Yeah. Then we got the good promo I talked about from QT Marshall. Anthony Ogogo, he could talk too, man. I thought he had a good little small promo as well. And how about that line? Aaron Solo's not going to be known anymore as just somebody's boyfriend. It's our weekly segment with Tony Schiavone and
Stan actually cut a promo this week.
Yeah, I liked the promo back and forth between him and Archer. I didn't hate it at all. I thought Jake was pretty good too. I'm trying to think of the line Jake said that fucking made me crack up, but I can't think of it right now.
I wish they would do something different with Sting. And if the only thing you have for him on any given week is this, just don't do it. Like, I'd rather have a backstage segment with Sting and Archer other than
Yeah, they go to the well.
Over Tony Schiavone introducing him every week and somebody cutting him off.
Yeah, they go to that well too often with Tony Schiavone and Sting.
Tony Schiavone, the funny thing is Tony Schiavone said this week, he's like, and this never gets old. And I'm like, oh, it kind of does, Tony. It's kind of gotten old.
Darby Allin took on JD Drake. Okay, little match there.
I thought it was good.
Drake kind of reminds me of a little bit of Kevin Owens in some regards.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah, and he's regarded pretty highly in the IWC community. So, I can't remember what the tag team name. He was in a tag team that people thought was one of the best tag teams in the Indies at that point. Almost kind of on the level of the Super Smash Brothers. And so he definitely has some talent there, and but no surprise with Allen getting the win there. Butcher shows up, and the Hardy family office comes out and attacks, and Sting and the Dark Order make the save, and then Ty and the Bunny get mixed up. I thought it was pretty funny. Bunny was yelling at the announcers to clear the table off, not knowing that her friends got ran off. That's setting up Matt Hardy and Darby Allin, I think, next week, isn't it?
Should have taped tonight. Let me see if the spoilers are out yet.
Jericho interviewed by Marvez, and the Pinnacle attack from behind. And I swear to God, I think Jericho headbutted Marvez on that attack.
Oh, wow.
Oops. The Pinnacle.
No spoilers out for Dynamite yet.
Good.
Hopefully they don't get out.
Yeah, I don't want to know. The Pinnacle locked the rest of the Inner Circle in their locker room while they beat up Jericho, and they eventually break themselves free by just destroying the door. But who makes the save on Jericho? None other than Mike Tyson. I thought this was a great segment. I thought Tyson did really well. Obviously history between Tyson and Jericho, and so it's kind of interesting how he helped Jericho out. But in the end, I thought it was a tremendous segment. The Inner Circle has a manager in their corner, like the Pinnacle will have with Tully at Blood and Guts. I fully expect Tyson to be back for Blood and Guts and be in their corner. And I thought it was a tremendous use of Tyson there last night, Matt.
Yeah, it was fun.
Britt Baker with Reba. I like Britt's new T-shirt, by the way.
I was gonna say it's finally a Britt Baker shirt that I actually like. I mean,
you don't like the bloody face one?
I don't like the bloody ones. I would never wear that.
Well,
this one I will wear, and this one I'll probably.
I was gonna say, doesn't this one have her bloody face in it, kind of, but in the letters or something?
Not that I noticed.
Oh.
Okay, now you're gonna make me go to shopaw.com while we're on here. I'll look while you talk.
Well, I was looking myself while I talk.
Oh, we're both looking then. So what are we gonna do?
I like the classic Sting shirt that they Top Rope Tuesday, the limited edition shirt. I am right.
But it's all in red. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm still
compared
right,
to.
I'm still right.
Shut up.
I'm still right.
It's that I could wear that without worrying about anything. I still like that shirt.
I like the new Inner Circle shirt too, the back in black.
That's all right.
And I dig it.
I'm not super big on the shirts with the actual talent on them.
Me either. Like
the only one I own with an actual wrestler's face on it from AEW is I have the Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I got that one too. I got because it was like $6 at Hot Topic.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. Every other one doesn't have. No, I lied. I think one of my Hangman Page shirts have him on it, but it's more like a wanted poster.
My Omega.
You remember that one?
My Omega shirt has Omega on it doing the pose.
I think my Omega one is his silhouette. I don't think he's actually on the shirt.
But yeah, like the
So-
one, like there's one with Moxley on it. I'm not a fan of that one.
Yeah, there's a bunch with Moxley on it, and that's why I don't have them. I have the only Mox shirt I have is the spray paint Mox over the AEW logo. I would have more Mox shirts if less Mox shirts had Mox on them.
I kind of like the one where his back's to the showing, or like he's looking over his shoulder.
Okay.
I kind of like that one. There's another one that just came out that I'm not really a fan of. Ty Conchi and then Bunny take it square off, and Conchi continuing her hot run. So you say no? Negative One's her manager. Is that how they're doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He manages her on every episode of Dark.
Dark.
And
Yeah.
he managed her on Dynamite last night as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like they haven't blatantly said she's part of the Dark Order, but she's pretty much as much Dark Order as you could possibly be. Like she was even in Anna Jay's spot on Being the Elite this week. So
those things keep getting shorter. That was like only a 10-minute episode this week.
Well, I think they knew what they were setting up this week with the Bucks, and they really couldn't do much teasing with that, so they had to make it short this week.
So since the band's back together, we gonna get Kenny back on Being the Elite finally.
I would imagine so. I would imagine that's what this is all building. This was all building to.
Mm.
So
next week on Dynamite, TNT Championship Falls Count Anywhere, Darby Allin, Matt Hardy.
Thank God that's being pre-taped.
World Tag Team Championships, Bucks against Pac and Phoenix. So yeah, they're definitely not dropping them after turning heel.
Why not? Why couldn't Mox cost them the titles?
Oh well, maybe some God Forbidden Door opens up. You know, Anthony Ogogo in ring debut.
I don't know about that. Where's Tama Tonga right now?
Oh.
Is he in Japan? If he's not in Japan, I mean, I guess that's possible.
Tom is the one that's doing the teasing, so.
Yeah, I don't know where he is right now. I don't know if he's over there with New Japan or if he's actually over here in the States right now. But I could see Moxley costing the Young Bucks the tag titles.
Okay, I wouldn't hate that they put it on Pac and Phoenix.
Well, that way they've already set up the best friends against Death Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it would actually make sense for Mox to cost the Young Bucks the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can go on from there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
you sold me with that booking, pal.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
So Anthony Ogogo's in ring debut. Red Velvet against Jade Cargill. Dax Harwood against Chris Jericho. Tyson is a special enforcer. Only one person allowed at ringside, so Cash will be with Dax and Sami with Chris. This is a damn good lineup next week, Matt.
Yep.
For our first Wednesday recording in some time. I think back in the day we used to record on Wednesdays. I don't know, we've changed so many times.
It's going to be #good shit pal.
I'm going to be so hype recording right after a Dynamite.
We're going to be, I think we're going to be tired. We're going to be rustled out.
Yeah, that's going to be the truth. It's like there's no break in wrestling till a week from Saturday. There's a break, right? A week from Saturday? We'll find out. Yeah, starting next week, it's Monday to Friday, baby. We got something every day of the week, baby. Main event. Good Brothers Kenny taking on Bucks and Mox. Good little match. I kind of liked the whole struggle that the Bucks had with the turn and then finally turning. I know you hated it because it was kind of predictable. I liked how they executed it at least, and I kind of like that they're all together now.
I thought the super kicks on Mox looked really weak, and that was my biggest issue with it.
Yeah,
it's not that. Look, I knew it was coming, so it's not like I was like annoyed by it, but like I thought the super kicks on Mox, like the initial ones when he had Omega in the choke, they looked pretty bad, especially Nick's. Like it doesn't. I went back and watched it a couple times. I don't even know if it actually connected to the box at all. So that kind of bugged me.
I'm excited for the future, though. So good stuff happening in the AEW's, pal. All right, Matt. WrestleMania 37 is Sunday and Saturday. But first, who's your pick to win the Battle Royal on Friday?
I hope Nakamura wins.
Agreed. Agreed. There's like literally only 3 guys that kind of matter, and the rest are real jobbers.
Jobbers.
If I counted
jobbers,
right.
Jobbers.
Night 1.
Bunch of fucking jobbers.
Tag team turmoil match winners get the tag champions on night 2. Let's just put the pipe dream of Charlotte and Bayley aside. Who do you go with outside of that? We got Lana, Naomi, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Riot Squad, Natalya, Tamina, and probably Carmella and Billie Kay.
Wait, we're already picking Mania?
That's where we're at, pal. Already picking Mania. We've been on the air for a while.
We didn't pick the SmackDown tag title match.
Oh yeah, I guess we could do that.
That's why I was shocked, because we were. I do think there's going to be a change. So that's why I was surprised we didn't talk about it. That's why I was surprised you jumped right from.
Blame the fucking booking for putting it on Friday Night SmackDown instead of Mania.
Fair point to that. I'm not arguing that.
Who's walking out?
I think the father-son team win.
Yeah, and
which makes it all the shitty. It makes it all the shittier that they're not going to do that in front of a live crowd.
I fucking tweeted this out, not realizing. I don't know if they had announced it yet until maybe that SmackDown, but I think it was the beginning of SmackDown. I go, man, it's gonna be so good, because I said on Twitter, it's gonna be so good because I expect Dominic and Ray to win, and it's gonna be a great WrestleMania moment. And they're not even gonna fucking put it on WrestleMania.
Yep.
All right, got that bullshit out of the way. If
tell us how you really feel, buddy.
If Bayley and Charlotte do not team up, who would you have win the tag team turmoil match?
I guess Mandy and Dana.
Yeah.
Because I'm
gonna say Riot Squad.
I'm partial to Mandy, but yeah, Riot Squad wouldn't be a bad choice either. I feel that it's going to be Lana and Naomi, and I don't want that, but I think that's what we're going to get if Charlotte and Bayley aren't in there. But I'm going to pick Mandy and Dana just because, I like Mandy.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Riot Squad. I think Lana and Naomi already had their chance. But I guess maybe they're building to Lana and Naomi. I'm just not feeling like they are anymore. That feud with Lana and Nia Jax kind of went by the wayside. So, I don't know. It's probably going to be Carmella and Billie Kay. Or maybe they just surprise the fuck out of us and reunite the Iconics. Just do that. Why not? That would get a pop, wouldn't it?
That's what they should have done.
As I drink my pop. Cesaro, Seth Rollins in what could be a show stealer, one of the most looked forward matches that I am personally looking forward to. This is, to me, a vehicle to push Cesaro into the Universal title match against Roman Reigns down the line. Cesaro is going to beat Seth Rollins here. Matt?
Cesaro should win, yes. I agree.
I feel like he's going to win either way, regardless. My thoughts are Vince booking. I think Cesaro is winning. Then he'll probably get fed to Roman a couple months later. Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, and probably the I don't give a shit match of the night. I guess Braun wins, right?
He fucking should. I'm not guaranteeing it, but he should.
Shane will probably jump off the cage through a table.
I mean, there's no. Well, if he does that, then he wins.
He'll miss.
Yeah, but I mean, if he jumps onto a table on the outside of the ring.
I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. Steel cage rules.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
what a shitty.
There's absolutely no reason for fucking Shane McMahon to win that match.
No.
There's just none.
There's no reason for Shane McMahon to be wrestling either. So.
Well, you're not wrong.
Raw Tag Team Championships, New Day, Styles and Omos. Omos' in-ring debut. Yeah, I completely expect Styles and Omos to take the titles.
They have to. Like, Styles has eaten 2 pinfalls for no fucking reason lately.
That too.
I think they have to win now.
Bad Bunny, Priest, Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. This is an obvious finish.
Yeah, totally obvious.
Bad Bunny is gonna shine. Look for it. Look for it. He's gonna do awesome. I'm gonna save the men for last and put the women up next. Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Shasha. Been talking all fucking day. It's 1 a.m. here and 2 a.m. for Matt. So, SmackDown Women's Title, Sasha and Bianca. Matt, what are your prediction on that one?
I feel like Bianca has to win.
Agreed. Corey Graves keeps pimping her as the next is going to be a world champion someday. Well, that's going to be on Saturday. All right, this is going to be the interesting thing for me here. I'll start off with my prediction and see what you think here. WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. The fact that this is going on first and Drew McIntyre is going to be the first guy out to get that WrestleMania pop.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Lashley retains.
No, you're out of your mind.
Well, I'm going Bobby Lashley.
No, because if they did that, the Vince wouldn't have sabotaged him on the way to Mania. Drew's winning this.
I say that because they are putting the Hurt Business back together when we least expect it, and they're going to cost Drew the match when the ref is out or not looking or something. I am going Bobby Lashley.
I'm going to You're on Drugs.
I wish. Night 2 of WrestleMania. Also 7 matches on the card, as there were 7 matches in night 1. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler take on whoever wins the tag team turmoil match. And Matt, whoever wins the tag team turmoil match is going to be the new champions.
I fucking hope so.
I think
I don't give a shit who it is.
I think Shayna turns on Nia and beats the fuck out of her, and we get the old Shayna back.
I worried it's the other way around.
I think maybe. Don't sleep on this match. This is going to be a tremendous one. Riddle and Sheamus for the United States Championship. I said this on the show 2 weeks ago. I think this is kind of a way to crown Sheamus for the work he's done in the past year. Riddle is beloved by Vince. This won't hurt him a bit. He's still going to be on TV, multiple segments every week. Sheamus wins against Riddle. Matt?
Riddle retains.
We got some disagreements here.
Vince loves Riddle way too much. There's no way he's dropping the title.
What the fuck is that bird thing?
They fly with the sandals, man.
Vince must be smoking what Riddle smokes. My God, that is just dumb. I digress.
Shut up!
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is just the fact that they have a one-on-one match. These lifelong best friends have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania is tremendous. They are going to also probably steal the show. Logan Paul is probably going to help Kevin Owens. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. If not, he'll eat a stunner. But KO wins this one.
Agreed.
In whatever the fuck a Nigerian drum fight is, Biggie and Apollo Crews. They can't keep having Apollo Crews come up and lose every time and then still have him have another title match without putting it on him at WrestleMania. That's just Vince Logic 101.
Shut up!
Apollo Crews wins.
I'm going Big E because I think Apollo Crews' gimmick's already dead on arrival, and I think it would be a disservice for Big E to lose at WrestleMania. So
Apollo loses a 7th time. Just fucking put him in OVW.
Dude, the gimmick's trash. So I don't see him winning. I really don't.
I've liked the gimmick. I haven't hated it.
Oh, I've hated it.
Fiend with Alexa Bliss. The Fiend against Randy Orton. I've been going back and forth on this one. I think Randy Orton's going to win, Matt.
Fiend crushes Randy Orton. This is going to be the shortest match of the weekend.
I worry. I just worry.
We're really at odds here. I did not expect this.
I worry. I worry with Vince booking.
Shut up!
That Orton's burying the Fiend.
Not happening. You have nothing to worry about.
Okay, thank you. Asuka, Rhea Ripley. They sure didn't, put the rocket up Rhea's ass to lose, did they?
I think Rhea wins, but I'm not 100% confident on that either.
All right, here we go. Rhea wins. Asuka then teams with Io Shirai, and they form a tag team. And then Charlotte resumes her program with Rhea Ripley. Rhea gets her win back against Charlotte at SummerSlam. How do you like that booking?
I mean, it's possible, but who knows?
Do you think Io is coming up? I
don't.
I don't want her to, but women's division needs a shot in the arm, but it also needs creative booking as well.
They're gonna get the shot in the arm. Becky and Ronda are on their way back.
That's true. And finally, triple threat for the Universal title: Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan. Matt?
I'm going to say Edge, but I'm not confident on it.
I'm going to stick to my theory that I've had for weeks now, that Bryan is inserted into this to take the pin from Edge and keep Roman's unpinned streak intact, which has gone back to October of 2019 was the last time Roman has been pinned. So I'm going to go Edge pinning Daniel Bryan. There you go. So there you have it, kids. There's our WrestleMania predictions. That's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Enjoy SmackDown tonight. Hopefully it's good. Enjoy Mania on Saturday and Sunday. Raw after Mania is usually pretty good, so that should be entertaining for us. Then we got NXT debuting on Tuesday, and AEW has a great lineup on Wednesday. So we've got a full 5 days of goodies coming our way. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit the subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, which is now going to be every Thursday, as we will now be recording every Wednesday after Dynamite goes off the air. We're on the YouTube. Links is on Facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, as well as the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. Make sure give us a little follow ski on the YouTube. Hit the bell icon so you know when the videos go live. Give us some thumbs up. Give us some comments. Help us out a little bit on the YouTube. We really appreciate it. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts as we head to WrestleMania?
Oh, I really hope we get a good show this weekend. Because the build hasn't been good at all. But like I said earlier on the show, normally when the build isn't the best is when WWE manages to really surprise us with a great pay-per-view. So I'm hoping that's what we get.
Yeah. There's a lot of show stealers on here. Bianca Sasha, Cesaro Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Riddle and Sheamus, maybe not as much, but they had a tremendous match on SmackDown, so maybe they sneak up and steal a show as well. Maybe we get some surprises. I met Matt real quick. I mentioned this on the Sportskeeda broadcast tonight. There's nothing for Bayley right now. If they don't pair her with Charlotte for this tag team turmoil, what would be kind of cool, Matt, is if they have Bayley go to the ring and complain about not being at WrestleMania, and then you bring in two women that you just mentioned to lay the smackdown on Bayley. Kind of a little special moment, bringing back Ronda and Becky. What do you think?
Well, they could do it. They could do a ding dong hello.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania and have like Becky be behind the door.
Man, what if Becky? What if Becky and
something like that?
What if Becky and Ronda are in the tag team turmoil match?
I don't think both of them are coming back immediately. I think Becky will be back before Ronda's back.
Yeah, Ronda's been training though, so it's hard to tell. Well, let's enjoy WrestleMania, man. Let's hope we get some surprises and some moments we have to talk about. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We will be back at you now Thursday now, and we'll give you our reactions to everything in between. Have a good one.